Good.
Great. I'm going to go to the board and I'm going to help you with your homework, all right?
Okay.
All right. Zuali, what grade are you in?
7.
7th grade. All right. 7th grade math. My favorite. Okay. What's your question?
My question is, use the following rectangle array to answer the question below. 15F inside the array, 5G, and 45.
Okay. And are they kind of separated?
Yes.
Okay. So I have 15F, 5G, and 45. And what are you supposed to do with those? So this is an array. An array is like a square, a rectangle, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what am I going to do with these? I'm sorry.
It says fill in the missing, it says write the sum represented in the area.
Okay.
In the array, sorry.
Okay.
In the rectangle array.
Okay, write the sum in the array. And is there anything else we need to do?
And write the sum and as a product of 2 factors.
Okay, and as a product of 2 factors. Okay, so we've got a lot of vocabulary here. And this is kind of weird. This is a weird problem for some people. Not for me. I'm kind of weird. I get it. I'm into it. Okay. So we're taking a look at this problem, and we've got this array. And so when they say what is the sum of the array, what does the sum mean to me when you're doing a sum? What operation are you working on?
With, let me check.
Sum. The word sum. Is it adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing?
Adding.
Right, so when we find the sum, we're adding. So when they want to know what the sum of the array is, that's the easy one, okay? They just want to know what is the whole piece in the middle. So if I was going to add those all together, what would you get, okay? So if I added 15F plus 5G plus 45, what number would I get? That's what they want to know. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to write 15F, that's the answer, plus 5G plus 45. And I'm going to ask you a quick trick question now. Can I add the 15F to the 5G? Can I do 15F plus 5G and we'll get like 20?
No.
No, you can't. Why can't you do that?
Because it doesn't have the same, terms, I think.
Right, they don't have same like terms. You used a great vocabulary word. So they don't have like terms. So we're actually done with this first part. This is the sum of the array. It's 15F plus 5G plus 45. That's the easy part. Now we're going to try and find showing it as a product, okay, of 2 factors. Are you ready for this? So what does the word product mean?
Product?
Yeah. What have you done? What was the operation for a product? Did you add, subtract, multiply, or divide?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so product, but if I tell you to find the product of something, that means after you've multiplied. It's the answer to a multiplication problem, okay?
Okay.
So they're telling me that the inside of this array came from multiplying. So I have to think about what did I multiply to get all these answers. So what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to find something that goes on the outside here to the left of it, and then I'm trying to figure out what was multiplied by it to get these things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a factor. What is a factor? What does that mean?
Factor?
Yeah, what's the word factor mean? Because it says a product of 2 factors.
What the number is multiplied by.
Awesome, great. So we're going to try to think what number, and sometimes it could be a variable too that we're multiplying by. So when I look at these things, I see 15F, a 5G, and a 45. I'm going to look for a number that's a common factor that goes into all of those numbers. I'm looking for the biggest number I can think of that goes into 15, 5, and 45. What number do you think they all have in common? What number can go into them easily?
So since I know that 5, so it could be 5?
It could be 5. And how'd you know it was 5?
Because I know that 5 times 3 equals 15, 5 times 1 equals 5, and 5 times 9 equals 45.
Perfect, okay? And we saw that they all ended in the number 5, and if they ended in 5s, probably the number 5 is going to go into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the number 5, and I'm going to do exactly what you told me. The way that I got this 15, you knew that 5 times 3 would get me the 15, and then I know the 5 times the number 1 would get me the G, and that 5 times the number 9 would get me the 45. Does that kind of make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, we're not done yet because there's some things here. We have some variables in here. Those are our knowns. So we have the letter F here, right? So now I need to think about it. If I multiply the 5 times the 3, I get the 15, but I need the F in there too, right? I need to show that I get an F. So on the top here, I'm going to put the F up here because if I were to put the F next to the 5, they don't all have F's. They don't all have G's. You have to find one that they all have in common. And since they don't all have the same variable, all the variables are different, I know that that can't be a factor of it, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I know 5 times 3F is going to get me 15F. 5 times 3 is 15, and the F just gets brought down. I know 1 times 5, and we're going to bring the G up here, would get me the 5G, and just 5 times 9 is straight 5 times 9. So now we have to show that this is the product of two factors. And all we're going to really simply do is we're going to show this is one of the factors, the number 5, and the other side. But we need to put some connectors in there, some operations in there. So what I mean by connectors to separate the terms, we need like plus and minus signs. So we need to determine whether we're going to put positive signs or negative signs in between the numbers, okay?
Okay.
So basically what you do is if the numbers are positive, then you're going to put plus signs. If the numbers are negatives, you're just going to use them as minus signs, okay? So this number 1 here is a positive, so what symbol should I put in between the 3F and the 1G?
A plus.
A plus sign, great. And then the 9 is positive, so what symbol should I put between the 1G and the 9?
A plus sign.
A plus sign, great. So those are our two factors, so I'm going to write it over here. So this is 5 times 3F. And I'm going to get a little fancy. I don't like to write 1G. That's kind of a waste of my time and energy. I'm just going to write the letter G, because if there's 1G, sometimes we don't always write the number in front of it. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Plus G, plus 9, and then we're done. So that would be the product of two factors. Did I help you out?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for calling. That was a really fun problem to solve.